Hey gamers, the other day I talked about the special talent probabilities in the new refinement system of the equipment, comparing the old numbers with the new numbers. I thought to expand our conversation and to make some more consideration that I think you would enjoy listening to. Or not, probably those other considerations over the new equipment refinement will piss you off even more. But yeah, let's cut the fluff and speak about it. In the previous video, I showed you the math that me and my friend have done together, comparing the old equipment system and the new equipment system. I am glad to report that various other sources independently from us came to the exact same result. This is, for example, a screenshot that was going around on Discord a few hours after my video. I don't know who made the calculations, there are different versions of the same calculations leading to the same results, but the numbers in here are exactly the same as ours. I am also very happy to notice that many comments under my videos contain brilliant considerations and show deep understanding of the topics in question, which was one of the goals of this community, of this channel, from the very beginning. For who is not very familiar with Excel, probabilities and stuff like that, I thought to translate the numbers onto a graphic, which is now shown on the screen. The blue line is a visual representation of the old system, while the orange line represents the new one. I just want to briefly remind that every step of the way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, corresponds to the overall chance of getting one single special talent within that specific number of forges or refinements. We can immediately see that for 2 forges, the previous system was considerably better, while for 4 forges, the new one is considerably better in almost the same way, and we spoke about that in the previous video, check it out. The 2 lines both start and end at the same point. This because 1, you will have an 11% chance for every first time you forge an item that you have never forged before, or if you get a special talent in the previous attempt, which is going to equally reset the chances back to 11%. And number 2, you will have a granted special talent for each time you forge the same item for 5 times. About the second point, I said forge and not refine for a very specific reason. Let me waste some gold to explain what I mean. So I got my special talent, let's pick a random one, I don't care. And let's dismantle it. So now, if I go back to the forging and I click on the info button, I should have the 11% chance of the first forge once again, because that's how it works. If you get a special talent, regardless if it's the 5th time or the 3rd or the 4th, you start over from the first. So let me forge an item one more time, the sturdy boots, and let me go over to my items. Let's search for the boots, and let's click on refine. So even if I always get 25 points until the bar reaches 75 points, let's try and go ahead. So this was my second time. So 1 forge plus 1 refinement. So this is 2. Okay, another 25. This is 3. 1 forge plus 2 refinements. Again, this is number 4. So I performed 1 initial forge, which was my number 1 after I got my special talent, and 3 refinements. Now, let me go over to the crafting system once again. You will think, okay, I did this 4 times because I did 1 initial forge and then 3 refinements. Without dismantling that, if I go and forge this again, you could think, okay, now I should have my 5th forge with my 100% chance of getting a special talent. Let's click on forge. As you can see, I did not get a special talent. This criteria right here only applies to your forges and not to the refinements. So I made my first forge after getting a special talent with my 11% chance. Then I performed 3 refinements. And then you may think, oh, now the next forge I should land here with 100% chance. Actually not, because this only applies to your forges. So if you forge multiple copies of your item, and in the previous system it was 11%, 22, 33, 44, and 100%. Now it's constant 11% and the 5th is 100%. As you can see, I both have the sturdy boots with the 75 refinement points and the new ones that I just forged Now, let me dismantle both because, of course, I don't need them. As I said, Reforge is very different from refining. This means that they, by all means, nerfed our freedom of choosing to keep more copies of the same item and enjoy some increased special talent chances. For instance, let me go over to the accessories. If I play the Season of Conquest multiple times, and I wanted to forge, for example, 3 horns for my 3 marches to build up my rage, at that point with the old system, I would have a 53.49 chance of getting 1 special talent on 1 of my 3 horns, which is a lot. You're likely going to get one. In the new system, if I decided to do the same and forge 3 copies of a Horn of Fury, I would have had 29.50% chances of getting 1 special talent on 1 of the 3 horns overall. That means that basically this has been cut in half. Therefore, the new way to go is not to craft 3 separate horns. They basically, you can do that, but they cut our chances to get a special talent in case we want multiple copies. So the new way to go is to make 1 initial forge and then 2 refinements, and you will have 53.27% chance of getting a special talent on that single horn, just a fraction less than before. But as I said, you will have just 1 copy of the item. Yes, okay, I know, if you want multiple copies of the same item, you also need to spend the full number of materials one more time. But tell me, why shouldn't I be free to choose whether or not I want to dismantle it myself in the old-fashioned way and enjoy more crit chances? Especially, and this is very important, for the second forge or first refinement, because that has heavily been nerfed. We are talking about a full 10% less chances with the new system to get a special talent in 2 attempts compared to before, as you can see from the numbers and from the graphic that I've made using those numbers. For free-to-play players, that's almost fine. They are not going over 1 single copy of a legendary item, and for the epics anyway, you are gonna get a special talent. Maybe now it will take slightly more time, but that's fine. While low spenders and mid spenders, but even mid to high spenders are likely, not even likely, they are for sure forging 1 or 2 copies of the items they need, and they will keep having that consistent 11% every single time. And I want to advocate, even for the high spenders, everyone bashes at them every single time because they have the money, so they can spend in the game. It's their own business. If they want to spend a high amount of money in the game, they should, of course, get some advantages. But imagine now high spenders that reforged an item 2 or 3 times before the update. Now imagine this is a legendary piece. Now they will find themselves with a legendary item and 25 refinement points, with, guess what, 11% chance of getting 75 points and obtaining the special talent directly. So basically they effectively went from 33% back to 11%. And even worse, for who crafted the 3 times and did not get a special talent, the 4th forge would have granted them a 44% chance. Now they find themselves with a non-critted item with 50 refinement points, and again, guess what? 11% chance to get 50 points and obtaining the special talent, effectively back from 44% to 11%. So yeah, that's quite the situation even for high spenders out there, not only for all the rest. The only case in which the new system is definitely more convenient is when you just need that specific item for 1 single march. You don't need multiple copies and you want a special talent there. Now you need to be really unlucky to get to 5 attempts, initial forge plus 4 refinements. In 86.45% of the cases, you will stop at 4, compared to about 75% of the cases of the old system. I'm really struggling to find positive aspects to all of this. Really, we could be very happy with the new system if you just avoided to ask again for the blueprint when refining. That for the KVK pieces is just complete nonsense. So just remove the blueprint and keep this new system. This could have been a decent solution, a bit underwhelming still, but decent. The best and simplest solution, in my humble opinion, would have been to keep the reforging and the refinement system separate. Just please keep the same 11, 22, 33, 44 and 100% chances when reforging and the new chances when refining. In this way, everyone can be happy, both who doesn't care of getting a special talent or not, because anyway you don't count on forging more than 2 copies of the same item, but you still can hope on the increased chances on the second try. And you also can make high spenders happy by having to forge in most cases 4 times instead of 5 if luck is not on their side. Even better if you don't ask for a blueprint for limited edition pieces, like the KVK pieces. I am more than confident that in that case, even mid-spenders will try and refine, and you will just sell more equipment bundles. Lilith's choice is not even strategic under an economical aspect, so you cannot even say they are doing that for money. Doing something for money will mean to give the players an increased value feeling in spending more money in a certain process. And being this new process an almost complete waste of materials, blueprint, and money, you most certainly don't push players to buy more bundles. You just made everyone upset with the result that I'm quite sure that the sales for the geared up bundle will just dramatically drop. I am very far away to be a financial strategist. I'm just a guy who makes videos. But you remember last time I said something like that? Now, I honestly think that their revenue might go down again. I will leave to you the comments. Write down what you think freely, but please in a respectful way. We don't want the comment section flooded by needless curses. That's not elegant. If you share what I said and my overall vision of this topic, consider leaving a like, subscribing, and sharing this video with your friends. Thanks for being here and supporting the channel. I wish you a great day. Ciao!